So I want to talk first, before we dive into the actual process, about some myths that people need to be aware of. I'll go pretty quickly through them. Definitely ask your agent to dig into each one a little more, but I want to go through some high level myths to make sure you're not being misled by other stuff that you're reading out there. First is that you need to put 20% down. Let's be blunt. Most of our clients are only putting between 5 to 10% down. And at the Coalition Properties Group, we actually champion a lot of the programs in DC, Maryland, and Northern Virginia that can help people buy with no down payment, zero down payment out of pocket. So you don't have to have 20%. If you've got it, God bless, that's great. But don't have that as a requirement that's stopping you from looking, because there can be some compensating factors and other options if you don't have that 20% for down payment. The next myth is that if you have debt, you'll never qualify for a mortgage. That's also not true. We have a lot of highly educated people in the DC area, and most of them have some type of grad school debt. So we help a lot of our clients still purchase, even though they've got sometimes a significant amount of debt. It just really depends on your debt to income ratio and what you have coming in to offset that debt. The next myth is that if you want a realtor, you have to pay for one. I'm here to tell you that that's not true. When you're purchasing a home, we, as the buyer's agents that represent you, are going to be paid by the seller at closing from a part of the proceeds they share with their agent. An important thing to note about this is that we're not going to be cherry picking. We're not going to be saying, oh, I want to show you one house that guarantees more compensation relative to another. Again, if our goal is to be the bridge to our community for all things real estate, lifestyle, and wealth building, that's only successful if that community expands. And we really want you to have such a great experience that you go out of your way to tell your friends, family, coworkers, and everybody about what a great job you had with us. So we're not going to try to squeeze as much in terms of compensation out of every single deal. We get paid what's being offered, and we only get paid that at closing. The final couple myths are kind of tongue-in-cheek, but bear with us here. A myth is that you need $1 million or all cash to compete in the DMV. Now, if you have that, that's a different conversation, and we are happy to help. But the majority of our clients are securing financing. The majority of our clients are only putting down between 5 to 10%. So it doesn't have to be that $1 million, and it doesn't have to be all cash to win. We've had some examples where our buyers have beat out all cash offers, and sometimes some examples where they weren't even the highest price in order to win. A holistic strategy in assisting home buyers is making sure you understand the goals of the seller, the goals of that seller agent, and where they can align with your goals as a buyer. So just know that there is some strategy that goes into helping our clients win. The last myth about home buying is that only popular or well-known areas are good investments or places to purchase. We actually really thrive in what we affectionately call the city burbs, right? Things that are within the city limits or close to it, but just outside of what's hot. A really successful model that's helped a lot of my clients is looking at areas that have some other anchoring amenities or value driving features that are going to make people want this, if not so much now, then possibly in the future. If you look in the city proper, east of the Anacostia River, we are the #1 team by unit count over the last 2 years. So we've helped more people in these emerging neighborhoods than anybody else on almost every block. And those folks are doing a great job right now because limited inventory. Folks still want to be in the city. They want a little bit of house, so they're willing to go just a little bit further away. Again, if you want to be right downtown in the heart of it, we can absolutely help with it. We do a lot of business there. But open your mind to going a little bit further away to get a little bit more bang for your buck. Our team really specializes in helping people consider some different areas. So those are the myths. Again, we're going to dive into them a little bit more with your specific agent when you talk about it, but here are some things that we hope dispel that misinformation that can be out there about the home buying process.